Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for tuning in out there. It's your boy Shy Rob at Cutthroat Radio Podcast. I got a special guest with me tonight, a friend of mine. I'm gonna take that off. We COVID-19 restricted in here, but I'm gonna take my mask off so y'all can hear me crystal clear. How y'all doing this evening? Thank you guys for tuning in. What's up? What's up? What's up? I just want to get in here and talk some talk, man. I got a lot of things I need to talk about. This one specific topic that come up is domestic violence. And I got a friend of mine, I met some years ago, actually over a decade ago. Been through a lot with this guy right here sitting next to me. He just recently returned from being incarcerated behind a domestic violence case, and he wanted to shed some light on domestic violence. He wanted to talk a little bit about his case, and briefly talk about his personal life. So I hope y'all out there tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Cutthroat Radio Podcast. I'm gonna introduce my guest. My guest name, by the way, is Lance Johnson. Thank you, Lance, for coming in to give us some light about your case in domestic violence. We appreciate you telling your story. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's up? Man, like a few years ago, I had met this person, right? That I was
Well, before you get into that, let me pull this down. Before you get into that, give us a little bit about yourself. Where you from? What you got going on in your personal life? Where you coming from and everything like that, and things of that nature. Like, really, talk to us about you first before you get into your case in domestic violence.
right. First and foremost, I'm from born in LA, but but raised in Sacramento.
Okay.
And came from a big family, but was raised by nothing but women.
Right.
My grandmother, and my mom,
For sure.
taught me the best.
For sure.
On respect and everything. But
For sure.
I went to school and everything. Played football and always dealt with music, rap music, for a long time. But,
you don't have to have a mask on so the audience can hear you. Good.
Yeah. So always hung out. So I got in a little trouble and stuff back in the day. With the game banging and stuff like that. But I grew up as a man now.
Oh, tell us about that. Don't go too far into it because I know your case is still pending and you're still going through the courts and everything like that. So I don't want you to put yourself in an incriminating position or anything like that. Right. But tell us about that. Like, tell us how you grew up in South Sacramento.
Well, it was like I grew up on unity. Everything was all, it was like it was constructed. With doing the right things and knowing when not to do the right things, when it's time to do the right things, when you was a badass out there with that street life.
Right.
And so I just kind of like came to the fact that, I done lost so many people in my life, in my circle that I was just with. And I came close to death many a times, until where I had to kind of like grow up and change and realize that, it ain't worth it. More people, rather see you on your back, than to be doing right, and trying to do better in life and stuff. Even though we got kids, they don't even care.
Definitely. Definitely.
And even to this day, though, I kind of like question our, ourselves as OGs now. I'm 40 years old and I've seen a lot, been through a lot. And
okay.
A lot of people don't really have that right voice, for these young cats, out there with no history of nothing that they're claiming, just to have a name.
Okay.
And then end up just, getting caught up in wrong situations and stuff like that. And I was also caught up in a situation, recently with a female, and how it went down is, I don't really like. I'm not with the beating on females or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I beat up a female. You know what I'm saying, with my mouth. My mouthpiece and shit. I hurt her with words and shit. That's my, beating. You know what I'm saying, like verbally. But if it, really comes to that, just walk away. For real, you know what I'm saying? When it's the first thought in your mind, and you put it in the back, keep it on the front and walk away. Because a lot of things, can add up, to like just, negative things that you haven't even done. So I was caught up in a situation where with this female hated me, for me to always be around my kids a lot. And so, I just feel like, it ain't cool. I was trying to tell her in a nice way, and it just ain't gonna work out. Really, she was my boss too, though. As security guards. So this is how we met. First off, and so she kind of got like, certain females do, to get out of hand. But this one was kind of like real spunky with hers. And I had gotten a job, a good working job. All my belongings. I was going through a situation. Long story short, to where all my belongings was in the back of a truck, and I had to go to work one day. I said, "Look, I need my clothes, all that. She can ignore me, all my taxes and all that." So I go to the house, whatever, and to get my uniform and everything else that came with it didn't work. So I left, and that's all I could. That was just it. I left, and all of a sudden I get knock at the door saying I got a warrant.
Well, let's backtrack real quick because I want to talk about before I get off into the relationship that you had with this particular female. Let's talk about how you absorbed living in Sacramento and dealing with the gang life. How you came from. You was dealing with that because you was out there, but then you transitioned from that and you went to college and all of that stuff. Like talk about going to school and changing your life.
What really made me like put a good break on the way I moved. I was moving too fast. I really had to pump the brakes on. Like I was jeopardizing a lot of things. I could have been hurting a lot of people that really loved me.
Right.
And I lost a best friend. Alan. Lil Sebo. That was his name.
Right.
And Corey Gathering. That was my teammate.
So them situations in life, when you lost them,
changed everything.
It was kind of a breaking point from getting caught up and being in a situation similar to them.
Right. Because I was getting caught up in situations every week. I was like, man, it could be this day, it could be that day, that it may happen. So,
and do you feel like changing your life?
My life changed more when I saw the birth of my first son at the age of 24.
Okay.
23 going to 24.
That's what's up.
And
shout out to Lil Kev too.
And yeah, what's up, son? What's up, kids? What's going on?
Shout out to Kev and everybody over there.
Right.
Well, go ahead.
But everything changed. It made me more like humble. More like, okay, I have to build a foundation. I am the foundation. That they have to look up to. As a father and stuff like that. Because everybody at my age, was still on the day I started with the street tag. You know what I'm saying? It never made sense. So I was different. I said, I left early.
Okay.
Got smart early.
Okay.
And right after that, I met you.
What made you? Because you went to college. So what made you like? What college did you go to?
I went to play football. And I went to American River, transfer, and things didn't go right. So I had the kids and stuff like that. So I had to, step up and be a real dad. You know what I mean? So I had to do my thing on that. So that was my main priority. And got injured, on a long run, trying to go back to play football, and things didn't work out.
And so, just like all of that combined, transitioning from the streets, losing your partners, having your first child, going to school, playing football, and then eventually getting injured and having to go a different way with it. Did any of that frustration or turmoil or any of that pain from any of that loss of the people you lost and just going through hard times, did any of that play a significant role in your relationship with the female?
Not at all, because I'm not that kind of person. I don't think like that. I don't move like that. I'm not the type of person, if somebody that I know that is not cool, you got that gut feeling. You already know what's up. You already know about that person, but you still deal with them to a certain extent,
How long was y'all, now let's speak on a relationship. You don't have to mention her name or anything like that. But how long was you in this significant other together?
It wasn't even a relationship. You know what I mean? I was in a living like situation to where when we was working together as security guards at the time.
Okay.
And so, and she's like, you can stay with me, whatever, it's good. It's all right, it's good. How much is rent, whatever. She never said nothing. That's all right. Well, she ain't tripping.
So you never dated, like you never hung out. You never
we hung out. Yeah, we hung out a lot of times. You know what I'm saying?
You never slept with each other.
Yeah, we did that.
Slept with each other.
Yeah.
Did y'all? Was y'all? I mean, was it months, weeks?
It was. Sex was rent.
Sex was rent. And did you enjoy paying the rent?
No.
You didn't enjoy paying. He didn't enjoy paying the rent, y'all. So I mean, why didn't you just pay rent instead of steady?
I offered her money. You know what I'm saying? I gave her money. So
you don't have to worry about it.
Every time, you know what I'm saying? Every time we got paid, she had to collect the money and pay the rest of the security guards.
Right.
I said, well, just keep some money. You know what I'm saying? Bring me back the rest. She said, for what? Except for rent. She said, no, I'm just good. And I said, well,
Oh, you got to talk louder. You can't mumble. My audience need to hear what you're saying.
So basically, she used to pay me $700. Well, I should tell her to keep $700. For the rent. You know what I'm saying? Keep that. You know what I mean? For the rent and stuff like that. You know what I mean? With me staying, in your house and all that.
Okay.
And she's like, no, it's cool, whatever. You just keep that. So I'm like, I didn't think twice. I mean, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna run with that. So it's cool.
But she but
she had her problems though. You know what I'm saying?
In the back of her mind, she was like, "Nah, you keep that because I'm giving this to you because I want you to dick me down." Is that what you? That's what your conclusion was?
Right. No, that was what it was.
That's what it was.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, did you verbally tell her out loud several times that you didn't want to be around her or didn't want to be with her or just give me my belongings and I want to leave? Anything in writing, any type of text messages like that?
Yeah, man. I got text messages right now
saying that this is what she was forcing herself on you. She was being
too aggressive,
passive aggressive.
Yeah,
passive aggressive.
Yeah, right.
And you did you didn't threaten her at any point in time?
No, I'm not with that. You know what I mean? When I move on, I'm gone.
It was done. Your hands was washed. She was done. That was it.
She couldn't take it day by day, not hearing from me, and not answering the phone.
How did she find you? How did she?
She know a lot of people that I brought her around.
So you brought her around a lot of your different friends and family,
right.
And
that was
she
my
got
downfall.
Yeah, and that was you said that was your downfall because you brought her around too many close people in your circle,
right?
And because she could get in contact with you,
right?
So, where is she now? Like, what's going on with her now?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. Okay, so you went to jail. Okay, talk about you. So, what happened? What happened before you went to jail? What led you to go to jail?
Yeah, I go to jail on it's called 422 criminal threats.
Criminal threats. 422 criminal threats. Is that a felony, misdemeanor?
Yeah, felony.
Is it carry a strike? No strike?
Yeah, carry a strike. They get 9 years with a strike with me.
9 years with a strike with you,
yeah.
And so she reported that you did something to her or threatened her or
oh yeah. She because she know that what she did was wrong, and what it was, she want to have give back. She ran to my phone and was at a gas station. My phone wasn't online, and she seen something that she wasn't supposed to be seeing. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't look at you as a girlfriend or whatever. I could have whatever I want on my phone. So
you didn't see her as a partner. You didn't see her as a cuddle buddy. You didn't see her as a fuck buddy. You didn't see her. You said you was paying rent, but that's all it was.
That was that rent.
And
with the buddy out of it.
And you didn't want to pay rent like that.
No,
you wanted to give her cash, but she wouldn't accept the cash. So the penis or your bodily fluids were the exchange for the rent.
Yeah.
Right, I follow. I was make sure we clarify that for my audience and everybody that's listening.
I hate to say
on the case,
but this was a crazy brawl, man. You know what I mean?
Well, let's keep the focus on clearing your name.
Right.
You here to clear your name. You here to tell the audience and the media that this situation happened and it landed you. It caught you a domestic violence case.
Right.
And what is it? A terrorist threats?
For me, allegedly saying that I'm texting her after the statement that she made.
What was the statement she made?
She saying I grabbed her by the throat and I threw her against the wall outside of the house.
You grabbed her by the throat, threw her against the wall inside of the house.
So that was a charge. That was a GBI charge. And so
Okay.
the other charge was attacking her with a large crowbar, or in the report it says screwdriver, but it was a crowbar to pry the trunk open to get my belongings back because she knew I had to go to work. So
she was trying to stop you from going to work,
right? And my phone, and she had everything,
Okay.
She was,
so you, and I hate to sound like a lawyer or anybody trying to, I don't want to sound like Vlad TV, but some of the stuff that you say kind of leads back to being in a relationship, sort of, because that's
from old. I mean,
from the outside looking in, it sounds like a relationship.
Well, it was a relationship into herself, even though many arguments we had.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to get it through her brain. I'm like, look, if that's what you think, that's what you think. But I'm letting you know that's not what it is. She's one of those that were like, oh, okay, yeah, he loved me, stuff, whatever. And I was too dumb to not to get away faster. I should have left a long time ago.
So you feel like
I put myself in that situation, though. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I have that thought, I always go with it. But I stuck with it, and it came back on me though on a lie that something I had not done.
So you feel like the whole situation is mainly her fault, mostly her fault, or all of her fault?
Exactly, because she ran through my phone.
But you don't hold yourself accountable just for entertaining it?
I mean, for something that belongs to me, knowing that you're affecting my job and you was doing it on purpose out of spite.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand that. I totally get that because I had a situation. Domestic violence is real.
And she did a whole lot more after that,
Domestic violence is real. Here's the thing, and I'm going to tie it all together, and I don't mean to cut you off. But I had a situation with my baby mother in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Was that right?
And when I was dealing with, and I'm not going to say her name and all that, because that podcast is actually it's actually for Ja's table, Queen's Table over there at Hype Radio. She's going to interview me November 5th, and I'm actually going to spill all of this live and direct. So y'all going to get that from me. But domestic violence is real. I went to, I did 6 months of domestic, and then I turned around and did another 6 months of domestic violence classes in Las Vegas behind going back and forth with my baby mother. Sounds like the same thing. Yeah, you try to pull away, but the thing, you stay around, whatever. I mean, it's just it's just poison and toxic, and you try to find ways to deal with it and still just going with your day-to-day living. But at the end of the day, it's still domestic violence is domestic violence, and it don't matter if it's the man doing it or the women doing it. It's out there and it happens. Right. Men get beat on and punched out and stabbed and ran over and shit gets started a fire on, bleach all over your clothes and all that. You go through men go through so much just as well as the women. I think women are more aggressive now than they were 50 years ago with domestic violence. Domestic violence for women now, they running you over with the car, they shooting the gun at you, they setting you on fire, they blowing up the house, left eye that blew the house down. Rest in peace to left eye. No disrespect to that over there. I just wanted to point that out. Like a lot of women are out there. I myself, I endured some nasty altercation with my baby mother. Again, that'll be a podcast for the Queen's Table. I'm not going to do that here. And I'm gonna spill the beans on the toaster. But your case, from hearing what you were saying and to tie it all together, it's a domestic violence case, and we all need to take note as far as what's really out there. If you could say no, then say no. If you could turn around and walk away, please, by all means, turn around and walk away. Do not put the woman in a position to where she has to defend herself like that, because you damage the women. Right. And you damage men. Men get damaged all the time. Right.
The guys are automatically.
It's always the men. The men are always looked at, frowned upon because they're the aggressor, or they quote unquote assumed to be the aggressor. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, if the female called the police, 9 times out of 10, yes, the male going to jail. The other one's going to jail. But if it's a mother state, it don't even matter if the male called the police. The female is still going to be the victorious one and not go to jail. In so many cases, because again, my baby mama. We went through so much over there in Vegas, and I'm gonna talk about it later. But you need everybody needs to take note of what's going on in your relationships. If you get funky, if y'all can't hash it out like adults do, talk about it. Don't raise your voice. If you start raising your voice, that's when you know it's getting heated. If you start saying you don't give a fuck about this person, that person, and all of that, then that's when you need to leave, because you say you love them. Oh, I do love you. I swear I love you. That I was just hella mad. No, that's that in denial, the domestic violence. It's you're in denial about it. You don't want to take the initiative to say, you know what, it's toxic.
Yeah,
you fight it. This ain't cool. You got to know when to say, for yourself, for your self-worth, for your happiness, for your personal well-being, so you don't go to jail or end up in situations like that. I lost jobs too. I lost jobs behind domestic violence. I almost lost my living place in Las Vegas behind domestic violence. Again, that's all for the Queen's table. But I went through all of them motions. I lost my car, all my belongings, my jewelry. Everybody know I had the little medallion piece, Yes Indeed Records, my grill. I had all that stuff. I lost everything dealing with my baby mama and domestic violence.
And I got 3 kids. I'm not gonna lose them over something.
Right. And them kids ain't by the women you had, the girl that you had domestic violence with. That's a whole different woman.
Yeah, that part.
So my advice, and I'm pretty sure my audience advice to you, is to never put yourself in a position like that again, because now you know the red flags.
Right.
You know how far it'll go. Domestic violence is going to take you to jail. I don't know if you knew that, but it took me there, and I knew that.
And they're giving out numbers
for domestic violence.
Yeah.
You're going to prison for domestic violence.
They're giving out big numbers.
Yeah, you're going to prison for domestic violence. So my advice, and I think our advice to you here, we're going to meet at the middle and get out of here. In closing, is you know, at the end of the day, know who you dealing with. If you don't ask the questions, you'll never know. Right. You got to know who you're dealing with. Don't be afraid to ask some motherfucking questions. And if you feel like the conversation is going left field, you know what? Pause the conversation. Allow that person to calm down, regroup.
It's hard. Like nowadays, it's hard to find a genuine person that can have a genuine conversation. You know, and
everybody want to be right.
Everybody want to be right.
Everybody wants the last word. Everybody want to be right. Everybody think they know it all.
Yeah, bad communication skills. You know what I'm saying? When
all
I
of
get that, it's like, oh, okay. There's something that I'd rather not mold. You know what I mean? I'd rather mold us together. You know what I'm saying? Build a foundation together and
because I know you personally, and I know you ain't like that.
And build that picture. You know?
When, and I'm gonna tie it all together. When I knew you, when you called me, collect, and you let me know you was in jail, I said to myself, yeah, he went to jail for all the wrong reasons. Y'all got him for all the wrong reasons. You know, again, I'm not gonna put us in an incriminating position, but you got him for all the wrong reasons. You know, he's not that type of person to even deal like that, because if that's the case, you know. Situations would have happened a long time ago if that was his character.
Right. Everybody knows that.
That's not his character. That's not his MO. He actually don't condone it and don't want to be around it. But I know.
I have a daughter for once.
I know, and that's another thing.
And you put yourself in that shoe. Like,
what are you showing your daughter? What are you showing your daughter?
I show my daughter everything on how to be a woman with things that look
positive role model.
And stand up for yourself. You know?
Positive role model. Right. You can't do that from inside jail. You can't do that from inside jail, and you can't do that when you beating on women. Right. If you have daughters out there, man, listen up. If you got daughters out there, and this is for the pedophiles and all that, because the pedophiles are out there. If you have a daughter, well, I can't say this for the pedophiles because the pedophiles will have sex with their daughters, so exclude you out of this one. But if you have daughters out there, men, and you beating on other women, or you beating on women, then you have no respect for your daughter. You have no respect for your daughter, and you don't care. I know for a fact he cares and he has respect for his daughter. So in closing, I hope that the message out there for people that are put in domestic violence situations to walk away. I know it's easier said than done, but by all means, you might want to do it. It's not worth it because he went to jail for domestic violence. I've been to jail for domestic violence, and it just ain't worth it. It takes too much. It takes too much time, energy, effort, and money to bail out of jail.
But what I was dealing with was a real thin line between love and hate. You know, I got shot over this shit. You know what I mean? And
we're not gonna go off into that too much because that's not even. Well, I mean, it's got something to do with it, but again, your case is pending. We don't want to go too far.
Right. You're gonna live right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We don't want to go too far because the case is pending. But because he's out on bail and we just want
Right.
to shed light on his case and let his his people know that he has love and support out here, and we know the type of person that Lance Johnson is. He reps the Las Vegas, Nevada Raiders. That's his team. You see what he got on his head. So at the end of the day, that's
we had to do that. Shut up, man. We see what y'all do this season.
Well, it ain't about me and my team. You
don't need to worry about it.
You
don't
can
even know the name of his quarterback.
It's not about me knowing a quarterback or the name of my team. It's about shedding light against domestic violence.
That part.
Okay.
Hey, look, check this out. Thumbs down on Tory Lanez, man. That one cool, bro.
If you want to touch bases on that, I'm pretty sure you can. Tory Lanez, what's his name?
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
3 foot nigga.
Shooting. I guess allegedly shot Megan Thee Stallion. Whatever the case may be. Listen, if he
walk away.
If it get too rough, walk away.
Yeah, man.
If it get too rough, walk away. Chris Brown and Rihanna.
She gonna drop 1,000 bitch ass niggas.
Ziani and Sha Rob, Lance and the thing over there, Megan Thee Stallion and the thing. Just walk away. You don't want to do some domestic violence classes. You don't want to go to the judge and have to appear in front of no judge about beating on a woman or about beating on a man, because you might not see your kids no more. You might not see your and you might not have you might get 2 or 3 years knocked out of your life behind the domestic violence. So just walk away. And if you see the red flags before you even get deep into the relationship, don't even get into the relationship. If it's a fuck thing, make it a fuck thing and that's it.
Nah, sometimes you can't really. It don't really work like that.
Well, in your case, you had to pay rent with your wood.
Look, study her first. Don't just jump into it. I jumped into it because I was in the
that's why I said learn. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, definitely.
I didn't make the right moves, man. So just be smart, man.
I mean, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes.
I'm paying my life for it right now.
Yeah, well, you got to dig out of the hole that you dug yourself into, but the thing about it is, now, and you can do something about it.
God got my back.
Right. Stay motivated off the fact that God got your back and everything gonna pan out and work all right. I want to thank y'all guys for tuning in tonight. It was a brief little thing. We wasn't even on here for 30 minutes. I just wanted to get in here and touch bases real fast. Again, I will shed my light more on domestic violence because I've walked through domestic violence my own self in Las Vegas, Nevada. I was with my baby mother. We went through a whole almost 2 years of turmoil, poison, trials and tribulations, and it ended up us not having our daughter and catching cases. So again, domestic violence is real. Keep your hands to yourself. If it's red flags, walk away. Do not engage, please. And thank you. God bless. Y'all have a blessed evening out there. This is Sha Rob. I'm with my man, Lance Johnson. Thank you for stopping by, Lance. I appreciate everything. Right on for the blessing on your case and all that, and being able to briefly talk about it. Y'all have a blessed evening out there. Thank you, Cutthroat Radio Podcast. Tease in the motherfucking air for Mac Dreezy. Yay!